If you are a green card holder, a visa holder, or someone currently waiting for U.S. citizenship approval, what I am about to share today could protect years of hard work, thousands of dollars in immigration expenses, and possibly even your future in the United States. Most people think immigration problems happen because of missed deadlines, visa overstays, criminal charges, or paperwork mistakes. But what if I told you that one of the most common problems at U.S. airports begins with something far more ordinary? Something sitting inside a carry-on bag, something many travelers never think twice about: a packaged snack, a gift from home, a traditional food item from a local market, a simple treat brought for family members waiting in America. It sounds unbelievable, but every single day travelers arrive at U.S. airports carrying food products that seem completely harmless, only to discover that those items can trigger inspections, confiscations, fines, and in some situations create immigration complications that follow them for years. The most surprising part is that most of these travelers are not trying to break any rules. They are not smugglers. They are not criminals. They are students returning to school. Parents visiting family, green card holders coming back from vacations, workers returning from business trips. Yet many find themselves standing in front of a Customs and Border Protection officer trying to explain why they packed something they never knew could be restricted. Imagine this scenario. After a 14-hour international flight, you finally arrive in the United States. You are exhausted. You are thinking about seeing your family, sleeping in your own bed, and getting back to your normal life. Your luggage moves through an X-ray scanner. A detector dog suddenly alerts near your suitcase. A CBP officer asks whether you are carrying any food products. You hesitate because you completely forgot about the package your mother tucked into your luggage before you left. Maybe it is a traditional sausage from your hometown. Maybe it is homemade pastries. Maybe it is a package of dried fruit or specialty rice. Suddenly, what felt like a routine arrival becomes a detailed inspection. Questions start coming quickly. What is the product? Where did it come from? Did you declare it? Why did you not declare it? The conversation becomes stressful. The officer begins documenting the interaction. Hours later, you may still be sitting in secondary inspection wondering whether a simple mistake is about to become a serious problem. This is exactly why today's discussion is so important. The United States maintains some of the strictest agricultural import controls in the world. These regulations are not designed to punish travelers. They exist because history has shown how devastating foreign pests, plant diseases, and animal diseases can be when introduced into a country's agricultural system. One contaminated meat product can carry disease. One infected fruit can transport insects. One unprocessed agricultural item can introduce pests capable of damaging billions of dollars worth of crops. American agriculture supports millions of jobs and produces food consumed by hundreds of millions of people. Protecting that system is considered a national priority. As a result, agencies like Customs and Border Protection and the Department of Agriculture devote enormous resources to screening incoming travelers and preventing prohibited products from entering the country. Many people assume that if something is professionally packaged, factory sealed, or purchased from a major supermarket, it must automatically be allowed into the United States. Unfortunately, that assumption is often wrong. U.S. regulations focus primarily on the contents of a product and its country of origin rather than how attractive or professional the packaging appears. A vacuum-sealed meat product can still be prohibited. A beautifully packaged fruit snack can still violate import restrictions. A premium gift box purchased at an airport duty-free shop can still contain ingredients that trigger inspection. What matters is not where you bought it. What matters is whether it complies with U.S. agricultural import rules at the time you arrive. For green card holders and visa holders, understanding these rules is especially important because the consequences of mistakes can be more significant than many people realize. When immigration authorities review an individual's history, they do not only look at visa applications and immigration filings. They may also review interactions with government agencies, compliance with federal regulations, and evidence of honesty during official processes. Customs declarations are official federal documents. The information provided on those forms matters. Failing to declare restricted items can result in penalties that extend beyond the immediate encounter at the airport. Even when violations appear minor, they can create records that later become relevant during immigration proceedings, naturalization reviews, or future admissions into the United States. Let's begin with the first category of food products that consistently create problems at ports of entry: meat products, especially pork. This category generates thousands of agricultural interceptions every year. Travelers often bring cured meats, dried sausages, smoked products, jerky, and vacuum-sealed specialty foods from their home countries. In many cultures, these foods represent tradition, hospitality, and family connections. Unfortunately, from an agricultural perspective, they also represent potential disease risks. Countries around the world continue to battle outbreaks of diseases such as African swine fever and foot-and-mouth disease. These diseases can spread through contaminated meat products and pose serious threats to livestock industries. Because of these risks, many meat products remain restricted regardless of how professionally they are packaged. Travelers are often shocked when a factory-sealed product is confiscated, but the rules focus on disease prevention rather than packaging quality. The second category involves fruits and vegetables. This surprises many travelers because fruits appear harmless. However, agricultural experts know that insects, larvae, fungi, and plant diseases can survive transportation and spread rapidly when introduced into new environments. A single piece of fruit may carry pests capable of establishing populations that threaten farms and orchards across entire regions. This is why certain fruits, vegetables, seeds, and plant products face strict controls. Even dried products can raise concerns depending on processing methods and country of origin. Travelers often believe that because a product was legally purchased abroad, it should automatically be admissible in the United States. Unfortunately, import regulations are determined by U.S. authorities, not foreign retailers. The third category includes rice, grains, beans, lentils, and other agricultural products that may contain unprocessed plant material. Many traditional food products sold throughout Asia, Africa, and Latin America fall into this category. Agricultural inspectors pay close attention to these items because pests associated with grains can cause enormous economic damage. Grain weevils, beetles, and other invasive species have historically devastated agricultural production in countries around the world. Even small amounts of contaminated material can create risks that regulators take seriously. This means products that appear perfectly normal to travelers may still require inspection or be subject to restrictions. The fourth category is dairy products. Cheese, butter, milk powders, yogurt products, and specialty dairy items often create confusion because regulations vary depending on the country of origin, manufacturing process, and disease conditions in exporting regions. A dairy product allowed from one country may be prohibited from another. Many travelers understandably struggle to keep track of these distinctions. The safest approach is always transparency. Declare the product and allow inspectors to determine whether it meets current requirements. An honest declaration protects the traveler even if the product itself is not allowed. The fifth category may be the most surprising of all. Traditional ethnic foods and specialty snacks often contain ingredients that travelers do not realize are regulated. Mooncakes, pastries, spice mixtures, candies, sweets, and cultural gift items frequently contain hidden ingredients derived from meat, dairy, eggs, seeds, fruits, or other agricultural products. Many travelers receive these items as gifts and have little knowledge of the exact ingredients. Yet border officers evaluate the contents, not the intention behind bringing them. This is why understanding what is inside every food item in your luggage is so important before traveling to the United States. The most important lesson from all of this is surprisingly simple. When in doubt, declare. Honest declarations protect travelers. Customs officers deal with uncertainty every day. They understand that regulations are complicated. What creates problems is not confusion. What creates problems is failing to disclose information. A traveler who declares an item and allows inspection demonstrates cooperation and compliance. A traveler who fails to declare an item and is later discovered faces a far more difficult situation. The difference between those two scenarios can be enormous, especially for individuals who have immigration status to protect. As international travel continues to increase and enforcement efforts remain active, the importance of preparation cannot be overstated. Before every trip, review what you're packing. Check ingredient labels. Ask questions about gifts from family members. Verify current restrictions using official government resources. And remember that protecting your immigration future sometimes comes down to decisions that seem small in the moment. A snack, a gift, a traditional food item, or a package tucked into a suitcase may appear insignificant. Yet at a U.S. port of entry, those small decisions can have consequences that last far longer than the flight itself. The good news is that most problems are entirely preventable. Information, honesty, and preparation remain the strongest tools any traveler can carry.